Hey, self-care warriors. I want to ask you a very important question. Who were you before you met the narcissist? Now, this is really important because when we are in a toxic relationship, we often lose ourselves. We're so encumbered by the narcissist's criticism, put downs, and opinions of us that we forget who we really are, what makes us unique and special, what makes us incredible people. Now, I know that many of you think that narcissists must pick on people who are weak or vulnerable. That's not the truth. That's not the case. Narcissists often choose people who are great supply, and they enjoy putting down others who are beautiful, strong, successful. It's not fun to them to tear someone down who's already feeling bad about themselves. They enjoy putting people down who are already very confident. And it's true that many of us still have flaws and vulnerabilities because we're human, and that's what makes us human. We all have imperfections. That doesn't mean that we deserve to be abused by a toxic partner or a narcissist. No matter what kind of issues you have, no matter what kind of flaws you have, you don't deserve to be emotionally abused, verbally berated. You don't deserve to be silenced through stonewalling. You don't deserve to be gaslit into thinking that you are the problem when it's clearly the abuser who is projecting his or her problems onto you. You don't deserve any of it. And what I want to tell you right now is that who you are, who you used to be before you ever met that narcissistic partner, or before you met several narcissistic partners, or before you had that experience of growing up in a family where there were narcissistic family members, and you felt that full extent of the trauma. Before that, there was something divine within you. There was something that was special and unique, and it's still there. It's still there deep within you. You just have to reconnect with it. And I just want to remember a time when I felt like I had lost that spark. And I know that many survivors struggle with this. They don't recognize who they are at the end of a toxic relationship often. But then they find something that reignites their spark, their fire. And I know all of us have that special, unique talent or gift that we need to share with the world. Maybe some of us haven't even discovered it yet, but it's in there somewhere. There's something in you, something that you love to do, something that you're good at. And even if you haven't discovered it yet, you will. You just have to believe that you can, and you will. It's that same thing that's going to spark up your life again, and it's going to reconnect you to that fire you once had, that divine light. I think you know what I'm talking about, even if I'm not explaining myself in the way that I want to. I want to make sure that you intuitively at least understand that I'm talking about something within you that can never ever be broken, that can never be put out. It's a type of fire that can never be put out. And whether you're a spiritual person or not, it doesn't matter. We all have it. We all have this type of fire within us, this type of spark within us, and we need to reconnect with that spark. Whatever makes us passionate, that's what we need to reconnect to at this time of recovery and healing. You know, it's interesting to think about how we really let go of our passions, our hobbies, and interests when we're forced to be kind of alienated and isolated by a toxic partner who has so much control over our lives, who has so much emotional control over the way that we perceive ourselves. But reconnecting with that source of the spark, whatever it can be, whatever it is, in some way can really help you to reconnect with what's still there. It still remains. Who you are is still there deep inside. It might be buried right now. You might be struggling with nightmares, you might be struggling with flashbacks, ruminations, negative self-talk, but who you really are inside is still there. So I want you to think of, how can you reconnect with that spark and that passion for life again? What is that thing that you gave up in the relationship with the narcissist that made you lose that spark? Of course, there are many things, multiple things that we give up. We give up our freedom. We give up our sense of stability. We give up our sense of self in that type of toxic relationship, any type of abusive relationship, really. And I want you to think about, well, how can I reconnect to that spark, that divine spark within me? And I hope you know what I'm talking about. I know that some of you have at least experienced it at least once in your life. It's that fire that says, this is who I am, and I love it. And it's that spark of self-love that makes you remember who you really are, and makes you remember how much you can contribute to the world and how valuable you really are, because you are very valuable to this world. You have a gift that no one else has, and you are a unique package. So don't let anybody convince you that you are disposable, because you're not. You're not disposable. You are irreplaceable. And it doesn't matter if there's someone out there who's similar to you. It doesn't matter if there's someone you think is better than you, because you are the only you in this world. And I remember this very powerful quote by Marie Forleo, who I love, and she says, you are you. She says something along the lines of, you are you, and that is your power. So it's powerful in itself that you are here existing right now. You are a once-in-a-lifetime event, and no one can replicate that unique package that you have of quirks and talents and dreams and flaws and failures and wins. You have a whole history, a whole legacy that nobody else can replicate. You have a future that no one else can replicate. It's time for you to reconnect with that divine spark within yourself, that divine dream that you know is within you. If you know what your dream is, if you know what your true calling is, now is the time to start following it. This is a wake-up call. I hope this is a wake-up call to you. It's time for you to reconnect with who you really are. I hope this video connected with you in some way. I hope that whatever you're struggling with right now, you know that there's still something inside of you, buried deep inside. No matter how much the abuser tried to take it away from you, he or she couldn't take it away. It's that will to survive. It's that will to thrive and to transcend. And you can transcend. You can transcend your experiences and channel them into the greater good. So I hope this video speaks to you in some way. Please do leave a comment if you felt anything when you were watching this video, if you had any type of epiphany, or if you still are struggling with this idea of who you are being still buried inside of you. If you're struggling to retrieve that, please do leave me a comment below, and let me know what you're passionate about. Let me know what your dreams were before you met the narcissist. Let me know who you were changed when you were in that toxic relationship, or if you're still in it, what are you doing to try to retrieve that person? Because that person is still within you, and you have a duty to yourself to reignite the fire within you and reconnect to that divine self. I know I talk a lot about divine self, and I know that some of you may not be spiritual, but I hope that you can take it with a grain of salt. When I say divine self, I mean higher self. I mean the part of you that is deeply connected to your inner guidance and intuition. So even for those of you who are not as spiritual, I hope that you can still understand that it's something deep within us, in all of us, regardless of our beliefs and regardless of our faith. So I hope this video spoke to you. Please do leave me a comment below, and I hope you find at least one thing that you can connect to or do this week that leads you back to yourself, because who you are may have been lost and buried, but you can still recover yourself. So I'll talk to you soon. Until then, take care.